Thanks, everyone, for joining us. I'm going to turn the time over to my boss, Lane Beatty, and we will move, I think, through this program very quickly. I appreciate everyone coming. I know lots of stuff happening up at the Capitol today, so it's an important day and a busy day, but we will move very quickly, and I will go straight to Lane Beatty, the president of the Downtown Alliance and Chamber.
Those of you that know me know that it doesn't take a lot for me to get excited about fun things. May I just say, in case there is any doubt, I am thrilled to death to be here today. Because I had just had the opportunity to walk from City Creek all the way down here. And I tell you, I never am on Main Street or even State Street that I don't remember about 10 or 15 years ago. And what it was like and what the changes have occurred and the men and women who have put their heart and soul into this. As Jason said, I am the president of the Downtown Alliance and the Salt Lake Chamber, which gives me an opportunity to have been involved in one of the most exciting events of my life. It's a pleasure to welcome all of you to this Downtown Rising Action launch today. It's wonderful to be here in this Eccles Theater. We thank everyone who's contributed to this incredible building. The architects, the political leaders, those who marshaled support, those that stood by and just encouraged so many to move forward. The construction crews that at times we had some great pictures, just the construction going on and people truly interested in what was going to take place. And then the funders, the people that really stepped up to make sure that this was going to be a reality. The Eccles Theater is helping transform our community and cement the downtown Salt Lake City as truly the capital core of not the city, but of the region here in the state of Utah. It is absolutely amazing, gorgeous, and literally speaks to what we are, where we have come, and what we're going to be in the future. This incredible space, built through vision, leadership, and commitment of so many, is an outgrowth of Downtown Rising, the vision that we launched in our community just 10 years ago. As many of you know, that this year we celebrate the original launch of the Downtown Rising vision. In 2006, downtown Salt Lake City was a very different place than we've had an opportunity to see this morning. Buildings along Main Street were boarded up and at times even just abandoned. We had two outdated retail malls, interior malls at Crossroads and ZCMI Center anchoring the north side of downtown, and a lot of people questioning what was going to happen in the future. We knew that some of the plans for at least one of the malls was to redo it, and then because of the great dedication of the LDS Church, they ended up buying the other mall and making a determination that even made more of this possible. Oftentimes we don't talk about the LDS Church as a business entity, but in this setting I want you to know I am proud to be able to have the commitment that they made to the downtown for what it meant to so many and the stimulation that created in the state of Utah. We stood at a unique crossroads in the urban center development here, and several emerging trends that could either help or truly hinder this great city. I asked at the time Natalie Gochner to lead an effort to understand the challenges and opportunities that we had before us. Natalie, always weak-minded, stepped forward and put her absolutely brilliant mind to work. She rolled up her sleeves. She launched a wide-ranging planning effort. That effect became known as Downtown Rising, which we launched in 2007, just 10 years ago. Part of that was she walked into my office one day and asked me if I had ever seen or heard of the new century plan, the second century plan. I said, I've never even heard of that. She said, Lane, I've got to show you this. She rolled out on my desk a poster that had been rolled up that she came across. It was 12 different pictures painted up to show 12 different things that the city fathers decided we needed to have back in 1963. Every one of them now complete. It wasn't a study document. It was pictures of what they felt needed to happen. It was inspirational. It created a vision of priority projects in downtown that became a reality. 10 years ago, there was no plan for this building. No plan. It wasn't even being talked about. There were no plan for 222, 11 South, which is the office building associated here, and for many of the condos, lofts, and apartments that dot our urban landscape today. But because of Downtown Rising prioritized development, the unnamed Performing Arts Theater, we started to talk about how critical that was. We marshaled resources. We encouraged political support. And then out of that ground came the building of this great theater. This building is a concrete manifestation of Downtown Rising's vision from a decade ago. Because the original Downtown Rising plan also prioritized urban living, a regional rail system, greater connectivity with the University of Utah, and using City Creek Center as a catalyst for future development, we have been able to build and sustain momentum for the entire downtown area and an inspiration that has carried over through every city in the state of Utah. So many wonderful things have happened because 10 years ago, the business community, in partnership with the community political leaders, laid out a vision for our future. As far as we have come, we know that there is still much work to do and great potential in the future. Today, we launch an active plan with new priorities for our future. We are focusing on the challenges and the opportunities to take Utah's capital city, yes, to the next level. This plan builds on work for the first Downtown Rising vision and will help to implement many of the recommendations from Salt Lake City's master plan. We are pleased to present this plan to the community today and look forward to continuing to work on the ever-rising downtown, the inspiration that this brings to people of the entire state of Utah to realize that this truly is a place to work, live, learn, and play right here in Salt Lake City. One of the most exciting parts to me was the fact that I can walk the streets of Salt Lake City and see people sitting, eating on the sidewalks on chairs, not on just sitting on the sidewalk. A wonderful part of any strong downtown area. It is my pleasure now to introduce Jim Olsen, the chair of the Downtown Alliance, member of the Downtown Rising Steering Committee, and president of Vivint Smart Home Arena. Jim.
Thank you, Lane. It's great to be with you this morning. For a quarter of a century, the Vivint Smart Home Arena, formerly known as the Energy Solutions Arena and the Delta Center, has played a vital role in downtown's economic success. We are proud of our contribution and of the Millers' commitment to downtown Salt Lake City. This arena and this community will always be the home of the Utah Jazz. Just like the development of our arena, the Salt Palace, office towers, the Gateway, City Creek Center, and others have been an important economic catalyst for our community, helping us evolve at different times and in different ways. We know that downtown is much larger than one development. It's much bigger than that. Downtown is a dynamic system, and when you add or subtract any element to that system, it changes everything. When City Creek Center was built, it changed the dynamics, not only for the blocks where it was constructed, but also along Main Street, influencing the development of this building where we currently celebrate downtown today. When 222 opened, it brought thousands of additional office workers to our urban core, changing the environment for cafes, restaurants, and retail throughout downtown. When thousands of residential units opened over the past 5 years, it made it easier to recruit entrepreneurs, developers, who work with tech companies and financial firms, now filling downtown warehouses, historic commercial buildings, and gleaming office towers. None of these milestones happen in isolation. They are all a part of a larger tapestry that defines a healthy urban core. Downtown Rising is an incredibly important part of our city's development because it takes the best public and private sector aspirations, practical realities, emerging trends, and market conditions to define a path forward for our urban center. I represent the Vivint Smart Home Arena. Over the next few months, you will see over $100 million in new infrastructure invested in this facility. We hope that this investment contributes to the development of a vibrant sports and entertainment district, and that it anchors the west side of downtown. The Miller family is making this investment because they believe in downtown. They believe in you. I also represent the many business leaders who helped sponsor this project and who contributed with their thinking to this plan. And while each of us may compete in this marketplace, we are united in our love for this city and our goals for its continued development. This is a special place. This is unique. As long as we continue to work together, thoughtfully planning for our downtown's future, there is nothing we cannot accomplish. It is now my pleasure to introduce my friend and Salt Lake County Mayor, Ben Mcadams.
Well, thank you, Jim, and again, thank you to the Miller family for your dedication, and it was so exciting to have the jazz here as a permanent part of our landscape. Thank you. You know, Lane, it was so inspiring to hear you talk and to reflect back on the last 10 years of Downtown Rising. I still remember reading about the Downtown Rising plan in the newspaper and being inspired that I wanted to be a part of it, and how inspiring it has been to see that process move forward, and how satisfying it's been to be one of the many, many hands who have been a part in moving these plans forward. And it's so incredible to see all that has been accomplished over the last 10 years. Over the last 10 years, downtown Salt Lake City has flourished. City Creek Center was a catalyst for additional development, and the momentum that we have is a large part because of the efforts of so many of you in the room today. But as Jim said, downtown's development is much bigger than one single project. Hundreds of businesses and property owners, large and small, have invested in our city to get us to the point where we are today. We have a vibrant and thriving downtown. From towering skyscrapers to cozy boutiques, downtown is full of people who work hard every day to offer goods and services, and also to give back to this incredible community that we enjoy. Our downtown residents enjoy a vibrant restaurant and nightlife scene that continues to expand and sets our downtown apart from other communities in our state. We've also benefited from the innovative urban planning efforts and strong public and private commitment to projects like the Eccles Theater, where we stand today. Do you remember 8 years ago standing on this very spot, imagining this facility, and here we are today in the new Eccles Theater. Other public projects that were completed in the last 10 years include the new public safety building, the new and updated federal courthouse, and a new office for our district attorneys that's being built by Salt Lake County even as we speak. Salt Lake County certainly understands the role that downtown plays in our convention and hospitality industry and in our civic life. We make a major commitment every year to downtown success, and we are committed to this dynamic and diverse rising urban center. 10 years ago, when community leaders launched the original Downtown Rising vision, we listed 8 signature projects, including 3 projects that are currently underway. A year-round public market to bring energy to the west side of our downtown, a convention center hotel, and a sports and fitness center. We are making progress on all of these projects. Today, we are proud to announce 7 new priorities for downtown's development. These projects will help to build community and to build our downtown economy. These projects are a sports and entertainment district that benefits the Gateway and the Vivint Smart Home Arena, a cultural core placemaking and programming effort. Further investments in transportation, digital media and arts center, a downtown school for K through 8, reinvestments in the Pioneer Park, and a technology campus. Each of these projects is highlighted in the Downtown Rising report that's being released today. Each of these projects was identified and prioritized through discussions with stakeholders, funders, and the people who love our downtown. All of us here today understand the role that downtown plays in our region and our state's economy. And all of us here today love our urban center. If you love something, you spend time with it. You care about how it develops. You want to devote the effort to making it better. And that's how we all feel about our downtown. So thank you for being here today. Thank you to each and every individual here today for your help to build this place. And to those who will read about it in the newspapers or hear about it in the news later today, we ask for your support and your involvement to make this a reality. Downtown is rising because of you. It is now my pleasure to introduce Salt Lake City Mayor Jackie Biskupski.
I'm a little shorter than everyone else around here. Well, thank you, Mayor Mcadams, for your words of support for the capital city. It's very important, the collaborative efforts that we are working on together. This is an amazing time in our city center, and the future will only be brighter. Today, I am proud to be a part of the release of the Downtown Rising Action Plan. It was just 8 months ago that we stood on the roof of the Walker Center to launch this ambitious effort. Downtown Rising is a visioning document that will allow us to set development priorities for the next 3, 5, and 10 years. Only through thoughtfulness and inclusive planning can we create a capital city that meets the needs of our state and this region. Downtown Rising is unique, and because it is not a government-led initiative for planning a city. Instead, it is an aspirational plan that includes the best thinkers of development, the best community advocates, the individuals who have come to the table, and yes, some political leaders. We have identified emerging trends that include residential growth, the growth of technology in our industry in the downtown, and youthful workforce, cultural investments like the Eccles Broadway Theater, where we are today, investments in our sports and entertainment district at the Gateway and the Vivint Smart Arena, and Salt Lake City's role as a world destination with the reconstruction of our international airport and a vibrant refugee and immigrant community. We cannot underestimate or understate the importance of diversity and inclusion as we map a course for our future. Understanding and responding to these trends gives us the ability to shape our own destiny. As much as we are here today to celebrate the past 10 years and to look towards the future, we know that there is still much to be done on the issue of homelessness. I want you to know that we are working hard every day with our partners in the private sector, law enforcement, at the county and state level to enact solutions that are compassionate and pragmatic. Downtown Rising recognizes the need for affordable housing and homeless solutions as a community priority. Under my direction, Salt Lake City just launched Growing SLC, a 5-year housing plan which will harness the power of the private sector in building and preserving affordable housing to encourage housing for all income levels. This is a priority I share with the Salt Lake City Council, and I appreciate their commitment to this effort. This commitment is also echoed by the Downtown Rising Plan we are releasing here today. Building new affordable housing or solving homelessness is not just the job of the city or one neighborhood. We all must play our part. Finding solutions will require creative thinking, careful analysis, and a commitment to doing the right thing, even if it is difficult. Let me rephrase that, especially if it is difficult. You should know that your city leaders are committed to a dynamic and diverse urban center. We pledge our support today to helping to fulfill the promise of the Downtown Rising Plan. It is now my pleasure to introduce Jason Mathis, the Executive Director of the Downtown Alliance.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, boss. Thank you, other boss. Thanks to everybody who has chosen to be here with us today. It's nice to see standing room only. We intentionally got fewer chairs than we would need to ensure that that would happen. Thanks to everyone who is speaking, who helped to write this plan, to those who have contributed through their time, their expertise, or their money to this effort. This is a unique plan among downtowns across the country because it is led by the private sector in close working consultation with the public sector, and it represents a unique opportunity for us to move forward. Your support, everyone who's here today, and thousands of other people, your support is the reason the downtown continues to rise. Lane spoke a little bit about the original Downtown Rising vision and how it was created and the results of the plan's prioritization. By taking time to identify our strengths and identify the catalytic projects that can drive our city further, we build consensus about our shared future, and we see dreams like the Eccles Theater realized. Cities are living organic systems, as Jim said. There's no end to the number of directions we could get pulled as we work together to identify resources and create opportunities to grow our skyline, our vibrancy, our diversity, and our economy. It's tempting to try to incorporate every new idea, every latest trend, and every urban planning concept into our work. Downtown Rising recognizes that we'll only be successful if we prioritize and determine, as a community, the highest and best use for our advocacy and investment, both public and private. We know that our downtown can't be all things to all people, and we don't want to be. We simply want to be the best downtown for the people of Utah. We don't want to be Portland or Denver or Seattle or Austin. We want to be the best downtown Salt Lake City we can possibly be. And that's what I love about this action plan. Oh, thank you. Thank you. There are copies of it on the table in the back, and we encourage you to pick one up if you haven't already. I see that some people already have. It's simple, it's straightforward, it's consensus-based, it's direct, and most importantly, it's changeable. We don't intend to put this plan on a shelf for the next 10 years. Just like downtown, this plan is a living document. It lays out our ambitions and our best thinking at this moment in time, but we reserve the right to make changes to the plan as our city evolves based on new needs, updated information, best practices, and even better thinking. So let me say this. If you see something in this plan today that you don't like or you think is incomplete or if you think there's additional information, hallelujah, that's awesome. That's exactly what we want. Downtown Rising is really about a continued conversation as we think about the future for our community. We'll continue to solicit feedback and ideas about our evolving city, sifting through opinions and concepts to find the big ideas that are worthy of community investment and energy. Our steering committee, made up of public and private sector sponsors, helps to direct our effort, and our staff works very hard to incorporate all of the best thinking and best ideas here. If I could pause just for a moment and ask you to give some applause to Jesse Dean, who is the author of this plan. He's a truly incredible. And he specifically requested I not do this, so it's not in the written remarks that he had to approve before I was able to give them. Based on emerging trends like fiber optics, I promise that we will work to advance a tech anchor campus downtown. We are going to work hard to create a sports and entertainment district to support the Gateway and Vivint Smart Home Arena. And we're going to work hard to help support a cultural core in the heart of our downtown, anchored by this facility and other cultural facilities. I commit that in the next 3 years, we will have a year-round public market and work towards a convention hotel. These projects have been identified as important to our future. Over the next 5 years, we will work to develop a sports and fitness center, a digital media arts center, reinvest in a management plan and infrastructure for Pioneer Park, and develop a downtown school to serve families who want to raise their kids in the heart of our city. We know that we have challenges as a city, but we are committed to finding solutions that will ensure our downtown continues to rise. Thank you for coming today, and more importantly, thank you for everything that you do to support downtown Salt Lake City.